So, guys, with the highly competitive pool of candidates, with the increasing complexity of Canadian PR, the overheated Canadian economy, the most beloved Canadian PR carrier, which is the Express Entry, has become extremely complex. It is down and dirty, and with this particular situation in 2024 today, people are all worried that what exactly is going to be the future of Express Entry. We get tons of calls every day like, Sahil, what do you think about Express Entry? What should we be doing? Which path should we be following? And what exactly should be our next steps when it comes to Canadian PR? And more importantly, Express Entry, because this is the staple system that people normally use. Now, in a crux, people are losing hope. And today we will try to dissect this particular situation in three levels. First will be what has gone wrong. Why is Express Entry at a situation where it is today? Second will be what exactly is the current situation, and third will be what exactly will be the remedy to this particular situation. Like what can you do in order to come around and still continue your pathway to PR. So, guys, my name is Sahil, and I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, and I practice here in Ontario. My office is here. If you have to get in touch with me, my number is on the screen, and the details are there in the description box. More than happy to speak with you. Before we proceed any further, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the bell icon because we talk a lot about Canadian immigration. And if you are an aspirant to moving to Canada, then this is the channel that you must be subscribed to all the time. So, guys, today's video, like I said, we will be dissecting the current problem of Canadian immigration, the express entry to be precise, in three layers. What exactly has caused this change? Where are we currently? And what exactly can be done to overcome or maybe come around the situation? Um, we will also be looking at the comments after this particular session. So in this video only today, towards the end of session, we will be looking at the comments, and then I'll try to answer the questions to my best ability. So, guys, first of all, the current express entry system is not looking very nice because very recently, in fact, this week only, the draws were sitting at 529. And also, one of our fellow immigration consultants, he was able to get hands on ATIP, carry immigration, and it was a huge hue and cry across the internet with the 2024 category targets. Now everybody is again worried, and it is not just about this particular ATIP, but it has been going ongoing since 2023 and only. Like people were worried and people were thinking like what will happen. So 529 is sitting at general scores, and about 2 weeks earlier, it was 549. Essentially, it was a PNB draw, but termed as general. Also, if you look at the other draws, like the CEC only draws are not happening. PNP only draws are not happening for a while now. So essentially, general category draws or the general draws for everybody are on a very high level, and the categories are also unknown to people. Now, I think or rather, I mean, what's happening now right now is the French. They're sitting at about high 300s or low 400s. If you talk about STEM categories, they are going above 490s, and I'm assuming they are going to be above 490s for a considerable amount of time. It can go even higher. Don't even talk about bringing it lower because right now the IT population who is being eligible for express entry is on an all-time high. Agriculture, health, and transport are sitting in low 400s, crossing 420s, 430s, touching 440s. So that's where the agriculture and those categories are. Um, Now, trade has not been taken out so far in this particular year, but we're expecting a trade draw, the trade category draw, anytime soon. Now, if you look at why exactly this situation has come up, I would attribute this particular situation to two main aspects. One is the competitiveness of the whole situation has gone really high. Earlier, when Canada, say in mid of 2010, like to 2015s, 2017s, 2018s for that matter, it was hard for people to reach, or people were not that much aware. So it was hard for a lot of people to reach 450s or such score. Hence the draws were kept at that level. Back then, the number of people are invited under express entry was also lower. Fast forward to today, the number of people still being invited are 95,000, right? It's a much higher number. But still, even despite inviting more number of people, you see the draws are going way higher. So the competition that is there in the express entry system has gone higher. Back in 2015s, people would get CLB 7, CLB 8, or maybe just 3 years of knock 0 AB or tier 0 1 2 3 experience, and they were good. There's then came a time when their spouses also started giving IELTS. They started scoring CLB 10s, CLB 9s. Then that was good. So 470s were good. Now people have started coming to Canada. The competition has gone high. There is more awareness about LMIA. There is more awareness about PNPs, more awareness about you getting points for Canadian experience, you getting points for Canadian education, and the fact that 800,000 students plus 2 point, so overall 2.5 million temporary residents are here in Canada. That means these 2.5 million people are ahead of the folks who are outside Canada, right? So just because by that virtue, people are inside Canada getting additional points for Canadian education, additional points for Canadian experience, LMIAs, 50 points, 200 points, whatsoever. People have jacked up the competition. Hence, the pool has gone higher. The CRS cutoffs are higher, and the competition is high. So that's one of the reasons. Second, because of late, Canada has brought in so many immigrants, and also there are multiple temporary residents in the country. The whole notion or the feeling against the government, so it's a political agenda now, right? So because the elections are around the corner, the economy is overheated. The housing crisis have come around, so because of that, everybody is trying to blame, be it international students, temporary residents, or Canada trying to invite more immigrants, or the political party, which is the Liberal, trying to be pro immigration. So these two instances have come around at the same time, and hence the current situation of Canadian immigration has reached where it is today. Now, when can we start seeing a change? I would say the first aspect of the political agenda can start lowering down when the elections come around. So we expect the pillar of political agenda to remain up there while the upcoming elections happen next year towards the end. So that will die down once the conservatives can come into power. We hope that they will bring into some policies, maybe some reliefs or maybe new programs, or maybe shutting down a few programs, maybe opening new programs. God knows what will happen. So that is something we'll wait and watch. Maybe the economy dials down a bit, say the overheat goes away, and then hopefully things will be a bit better. But as far as the competition goes, now this is a very important fact that you need to understand. Now, as far as the competition goes, or as far as the future of Canadian express entry draws go, I I have very mixed feelings about it, mainly because there is already a lot of competition here. We already have a lot of students, right? In the coming time, these students will graduate, they will get Canadian experience, and then they will be well suited for immigration. So because of this, the express entry scores are only expected to be where they are or even higher, right? I mean, by higher, I don't say that they can reach 600, 700. That is not virtually not possible, because the points are meant in such a manner. But it is still going to be highly competitive. There are 2.5 million temporary residents here. They will be on their pathway for PR sooner than enough. And if IRCC does not bring in any special public policies, any CEC only draws or whatsoever, then obviously these guys will have to get their PR either through PNP or through express entry, and otherwise the other options would be, say, spousal sponsorship, refugees, humanitarians, business immigration, and whatnot, which are definitely on a lower end of the spectrum because the quotas allocated to them are also low. So express entry happens to be the main carrier, like I've said earlier. Because of this fact, the competition, I expect the competition still has to be high. Overall, again, going back to the ATIP that was by Nile Carey and was shared across by Kuber also. the the categories don't look promising and are not in favor of general category. So guys, one takeaway from here would be that people who are outside Canada, you guys are going to feel the most heat. Also, the people who are inside Canada, they're also going to get, a lot of heat. Now, the third part of this segment is what can we do to come around? Like, what can be done to, fix this situation or maybe treat it as a remedy? Overall, for folks, for IT people who are somewhere around 480s, 490s, I think you guys will be in a sweet spot for either STEM category draws or for, say, Ontario human capital priorities. As long as Ontario continues to bring in those people. So you will be in a sweet spot for that. Now, please note for outside Canada, reaching 480s, 490s is again a challenge by itself because for that you need CLB 9, which is a very good English, or maybe you need an LMIA or you need French. So that is definitely going to be a task for you. So again, 480s, 490s is not an easy number for folks outside Canada. For folks inside Canada, again, clear demarcation. So I would create three buckets. One would be a bucket where the categories are, for example, agriculture, trade, healthcare. So these are the appreciated occupations in Canada at the moment. So agriculture, health, transport, trades, this is one bucket. Second bucket I will create would be for IT people only, like specific for IT people. Third would be all the other functions, including marketing, HR, ops, finance. All the folks in this particular occupation, guys, you are facing the most heat. For these folks who are in agriculture, trades, transport, healthcare, you guys will be able to get benefit while there is not a lot of competition. You can get benefit from a better IELTS score or maybe PNPs if and when PNPs open up their their pathways in a better mode. So yes, that will be better for you. You have AIP, and then you have the other PNPs to rescue, and otherwise still the lower scores of express entry are still there. For people in IT, you guys, as long as you're above 480, 490 and in the high 500s, so to reach 500s you will either have to come to Canada or get an LMIA or learn French. If you're in 480s, 490s in India, then you're looking at a 3-year work experience with with a good English. You can sit in 480s and maybe push to 490s if you get say a Canadian education as well. And you guys are also looking at special PNP programs, for example, Alberta Tech Pathway, say Ontario inviting people under its skilled worker program. All of that is still usable. Um, Otherwise, for everybody else, guys, I think you need to buck up and start using um, three important things. Option number one, you can choose to come to Canada on a student visa or maybe a work permit. I know while student visas are not that easy by themselves, but you can choose to come to Canada and then get points for Canadian education, get points for Canadian experience, and try to build your pathway to PR. That will be first option for you. Second, you learn French to the level of CLB 7, so that French draws, which are now sitting at low 400s or high 300s, will be suitable for people in marketing, healthcare, marketing, HR, ops, and all the other functions, including finance. For you, French can also be very helpful. And by default, I'm taking a CLB 9 or a CLB 10 is very, very important. Otherwise, forget anything will happen, right? Only then French will help you. Otherwise, nothing else will work out. And third will be getting 200 point LMIA. Now, getting a 200 point LMIA is only possible for senior managers or maybe people who are trying to open up a business here through C10, C11, or say, owner. While owner operator is not having much value, like ICT people are coming here in significant benefits, trying to make their own business and set up their own business and then get a 200 point security. Now, 200 points LMIAs is one solution. Learning French, or maybe say working out through coming to Canada. That will be one option for you. Otherwise, for the next 2 years, I think Canadian immigration is still on a tough trek with regards to express entry. So this is my reading so far as the times in 2024 and 2025 goes. Whenever there will be a change in the government, new policies might come in, older policies might go away. We will have to wait and watch for that. Overall, I think yes, this is the fine reading of Canadian immigration with regards to express entry. Now, guys, let's just have a look at the questions. Okay, so Gurpreet. Okay, so first question is by Gurpreet. Interesting question. I am sitting at 496. Do I have any hope this year? Gurpreet, if you are in CC only, um, in a general occupation, like, I created three buckets like marketing, HR, ops, and all of that, then it's a bit dicey situation. I think you can wait and watch, improve your IELTS, and then hopefully things might work out. If you're in IT, then yes, you have hopes this year. If you are in trades, agriculture, transport, then definitely it's a good situation. Overall, it's a 496 is a good score. At the end of the year, we are waiting for Mark Miller to come out with more information on the domestic worker situation that he said. Hopefully, something better comes out. But for now, 496 is a decently good score. Be hopeful. Can you tell me the LMI processing time, please? So, open the Jeet. LMI processing time, we had one recently approved for a high wage LMIA. It was sitting at 8 days. We have had a couple of low wage LMIAs go into the system. Um, while one got approved in 30 days, the other ones are sitting at close to 2 months plus. So, yes, low wage LMIAs are taking more time, high wage will come sooner than that. Karanveer, good question. Will CEC be back? I wish and I hope it's back, but there is no concrete news yet. All we have is Minister Mark Miller's recent speech, which said that CEC can come back. They're looking for domestic workers. So his exact words were, "We are looking for pathways to convert domestic workers into PR." Obviously, they cannot let the work permit holders here go back to India because they are the best suited people for Canadian PR. Hopefully, we might get. So I'm positive about it, although there is no confirmed news. But hopefully, there should be some good news towards the end of this year. Okay. Other question is, does the offer letter counts towards PR application? I have 11 months experience at first job, starting next job soon to cover the 1 month, uh, and putting my PR file. Now, offer letter, yes, does count towards the PR application. It's very important along with the pay stubs T4. I'm assuming that you're inside Canada. All of that will count. You should get a reference letter from the employer. If the employer is not able to give you a reference letter, get it from your colleagues or maybe a self statutory declaration. Otherwise, yes, you can cover the 1 month experience and then you can put in the file. You can start preparing your express entry profile right now as well. Although you do it, you might see a 1 year claim. If you get an ITA, do not submit the file until you complete your 1560 hours. Please note that. So the final AOR stage, like paying the fees, should not happen unless you complete the 1 year. You know your date, so that should be the best thing. Also, will a new organization give any letter of reference on probation period? Yes, why not, TJ? They can give you a letter of reference on probation period. It is not at all an issue. And like I said, if they don't give you anything, get a letter from, let your employer say no, and get a letter from your colleagues. That will be helpful for you. Hi, AK. I'm good. I hope you're doing as well. Doing good as well. Now, any idea when can we get 511? Now, for 511, I think if the quotas are left over, although the quotas for general category appears to be on a very low end, towards the end of the year, if any of the quotas are left over, we are hoping that we might get one big chunk of a draw at a lower cutoff. But overall, for general, tricky. Okay, so that's a tough one. Um, Sachin Kumar, 487 STEM category. What are my options? Sachin, this is exactly what I explained earlier in this video. Hope you got the message. Otherwise, I'll just confirm. 487 STEM is hopefully something can happen by the end of the year for express entry. It can come a bit lower, hopefully. Otherwise, Ontario human capital draw should be happening anytime soon because the recent STEM draw was 491. Human capital should be sitting anywhere between 480 to 490. This is what my reading says. I think 487 is a good point to be at. You should not be too worried. Um, Dalal Street Trader. That's a nice name. Category in finance. I told you. I just recently talked about this in the last couple of minutes of my, my recent chat with you. Three things to do. One, look for options to come to Canada as a student or or an international worker. That ways you'll be able to get points either for LMIA, for Canadian education, for Canadian experience, and you push up your scores. Second option would be to learn French. That is very important. And third would be to look for either a 50-point LMIA or a 200-point LMIA with job, obviously, so that depends upon what kind of a score you have, right? So you should be able to do that. um, okay. STEM draws sid will draws go to 474 this year? Sid, this is a very hard nut to crack. STEM at 474 is not so likely because the competition in the express entry pool at the moment is very high. We have a lot of IT folks inside Canada who are already way above 490. Okay, so with that thought, I think STEM 474 is a bit tough. 480s should be doable, but 480s is tough. STEM with 1 year. How about how are you? How you have 491? Okay, Yuvraj Singh. Is human capital pathway a valid choice with 1 year experience in STEM? Yes, it is. Human capital pathway under OINP is definitely a good choice, but I am highly doubtful how will you get it with 1 year of Canadian experience. I don't think you will be able to reach. So, human capital is expected to sit somewhere between 480s to 490s in the coming times. I am doubtful how will you get this score with just, you know, 1 year of Canadian experience. I think if you get CLB 10 with a French 50 points, then you can reach this score. So yes, that's doable. Otherwise, Yuvraj, it's something that's not possible. Um, hmm, 2 years diploma in computer programming, and I have LMI. Okay, other question: how to apply under? Okay, tons of questions. Let's look at this. 11th December, close work permit file submitted. When can we expect visa? 20th week is going on. Family TV, I think I'm not sure which country you submitted your file from, but somewhere close to um, 4 to 5 months is the average processing time. So you are right now at the spot where you would want to submit a web form, and in the next 2 or 3 weeks, if nothing happens, then you should be in a spot to submit a GCMS notes request. Try to do that depending upon where you are. If you are in India, then yes, this is the ideal time. But if you are in the Middle East or the other countries, then check your processing times. There in the Middle East and all, it's going above 6 months. Then you'll have to wait a bit. Okay. Okay, Akash. Hi, Sahil. How should the content of reference letter from Canadian employer match with the details mentioned under the NOC code after STEM ITA? Okay, good question. So, Akash, if you look at the NOC code, there are three sections to every NOC code that you see on the website. One is the lead statement, second is the roles and responsibilities, and third is the requirements. The lead statement should be matching 100% to what your nature of your job is. Okay. Roles and responsibilities should match at least 70% of the contents that you get from your employer on the reference letter. Okay. So if say there are 10 points on the NOC code, your letter should say at least 7 or more in a different language. But yes, it should be there. and you should definitely be able to complete the requirements as per the knock code. If you have that, then yes, you should be able to do that. Okay, reference letter contents, everything with regards to your employment details: when did you join, what is your designation, probably who's your reporting manager, your hours of work, number of days, the money that you're earning, payments, everything has to be mentioned on the reference letter. Um, Raj, no, a STEM category does not only contain IT people. STEM is um, technology, engineering, mathematics, all of those. So go to the specific express entry category. There are a lot of knock codes. It's mentioned. Yes. Abdul Bashir, you got an invitation in STEM category. Congratulations. That is very, very good. We wish you all the best. You've got 60 days now. 60 days, you need to put together your application. Make sure that you get PCCs. If you're not able to get the PCC in time, then you need to submit your efforts that you try to get those documents in time. And the VES is mandatory. So basically, EC is mandatory. IELTS and all the documents. All of that is mandatory. If you need any help, do let us know. But otherwise, we do wish you all the best, and we do hope to see you soon in Canada. Okay. Nitin Prajapati, 495 in general. This is ambitious for now, at least. Hopefully, I mean, I want this to happen, but let's see. Uh, Interesting question. Praveen Pravi. Hi, sir. My work permit is expiring on June 12th. My score is 506. What should I do? Shall I apply for fake experience? I mean, why would you leave such a comment in public space? Praveen, no, you should not do that, because if your fake experience is caught by IRCC or even flagged off by any of your friends or families or colleagues, you are looking at a 5-year ban. IRCC will give you a 5-year ban and it'll ruin your record. So don't do that. If you are inside Canada, then try to go back to India, work for 1 year, and then try to push up your score or learn French. My friend, don't use fake experience. It is not at all suggested. Um, Vesak Santakumar, the good thing is to make yourself ready for Canada, like studying French, etc. Absolutely right. I think this is the whole gist of the whole conversation today. I will again reiterate my suggestions for people who are in other fields, people in marketing, HR, ops, finance, especially. If you guys are looking for PR in the times to come, maybe at present it might not be that easy. You need to prep up. Prepping up will be three things. One, you can try to come to Canada on international students, or say, LMIs to work, maybe work permits. Second will be to basically learn French, and that is the best thing you can do for yourself. Learn French, and that will be a very good option. And third will be to try business immigration or find a senior managerial job with a 200-point LMIA. If you have a very good IELTS score, then look for a normal LMIA, and that will be able to help you out. Uh, okay, entertainment time. Hello, I'm from Pakistan. I get refusal of visit visa yesterday. Reason was 179B and significant family ties in Canada. My friend, first of all, I truly understand your pain. The visa refusals are not at all easy to see. Um, there are case laws to tackle significant family ties in Canada. The judge had explicitly mentioned that it is not at all a reason to refuse. So, hence, I think if you get yourself a good lawyer in this situation and try to appeal the case, it'll be very good. Now, appeal should happen if you think your case was put up amazingly well. Now, two options here. One, you could go for a reapplication, try to address the officer's concerns. So basically, order GCMS notes and then reapply properly. And second could be go for appeal right now, or if it gets refused the second time also, then you go for an appeal. At least you will be satisfied that you did the best application. So I would recommend that you get some professional help to do your reapplication. If it gets refused again, then go for an appeal. Otherwise, you should be okay. Okay. Um, Okay, tons of questions have poured in. STEM category also contains industrial manufacturing engineering, sir. Yes, yes, Raj, you're right. STEM includes a lot of, you know, STEM includes a lot of categories. I truly understand. Okay, family TV. Yes, good. You're from India. Then I think it's about time that you submitted your GCMS and tried to submit a web form. Okay, hi. What is the minimum English score required for OINP for IT people? It will vary depending upon your knock code, but I'm assuming anywhere between CLB 6 to CLB 7 is the minimum score. You will have to check this exact information on the website of OINP, and then you'll be able to get the exact information. Okay, any chance of CEC draw? I've already talked about that. Perfect, guys. I think we have tackled pretty much most of the questions today. It's about late night here in Canada. I will head off to sleep, and I hope today's video helped you out and gave you much insights into what's happening in the world of Canadian immigration. If you feel like you need to discuss anything personal with us, please feel free to schedule a consultation. We would be more than happy to speak with you and give you assistance in whatever you may need help with. Also, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share the videos if you like them, and it'll help us grow our reach. Guys, once again, we wish you all the best and we really hope to see you soon in Canada. All the best.